What's going on, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar. Thank you all so much for joining this Saturday's live stream. This is the second Saturday in the month of November of 2021. So whether it's morning, whether it's the evening, wherever you are, thank you for joining. So, how is everybody doing? I see some people from Montreal, Mr. Tolliver. I see some people here. What's up, William? Some people's names that I love seeing every Saturday, or when they can join, actually. Not every Saturday, of course. Don't expect that. But I will be rolling solo today. The astonishing Melanie's got some things to do here at home, and our kiddos are doing some things for school, but you have me. So I'm all yours for the next 2 hours. What's up, my buddy Shonda Sook? How you doing, my brother? Hey, Odin, how are you? Central Illinois, what's up? What's up? Who gives a thumbs down to a comic book show before it even begins? Non-comic book people. Or my ex-wife and her new husband. Just kidding. What's up, Brick Gear? Your package should be coming your way, brother. That's all I'm going to say. Good morning, Omar. Just got back from taking a family picture with Santa. Oh, man, that's happening already, huh? Hope you are all having a great day. What are some of your favorite holiday comic books to read? Claws, brother. Claws. I love Claws. It's one of the greatest. Oh, my gosh. It's so fun. I call it Super Sexy Santa Claus because that's what it is. Oh, it's so good. My daughter read it. My wife read it. I read it. Grant Morrison, Dan Mora, phenomenal team working on it. Totally, completely worth checking out. There's a couple of Christmas specials. I was thinking about doing like a Christmas comics that I've enjoyed over the years. What puts me in the mood. And there's a couple of issues of X-Men. There's one of like the Fantastic Four, some Peanuts. But yeah, maybe I'll make a recommendation. But the one that, of course, comes to mind is Claus, the story of Super Sexy Santa Claus. Thank you so much, Mr. Tex, for the super chat, my brother. How many books was Tom DeFalco writing while he was a busy guy, huh? Not only was he editor-in-chief, that's what EIC is for the people that didn't know, but he was also writing Fantastic Four. He was writing Thor. He was writing, he did Spider-Girl, but I don't think he was editor-in-chief by then. That was the Bob Harris era. So he was writing a couple of monthly books, yeah. And he was also a fill-in writer, too, a lot of the times, like when Uncle Raj left Spider-Man unexpectedly because of differences. Sometimes that's what happens with editors and writers. John Byrne can tell you I don't think he's ever left a title happy. I don't think. He stepped in for Amazing Spider-Man after that. But man, thank you so much. It's a good question. She-Hulk, yeah, there's a lot of comics that got Christmas specials, and I'm trying to think of like where would they be collected. In trade format. So that's another thing. So it's not just Christmas comics, but where would they be collected in collected editions? So yes, favorite Christmas issue special. What's up, Jessica? I got to meet Jessica. That was so nice and unexpected. It was so cool. Omar, do we have any spicy breaking news for this coming week? I'm going to ask. I've got a couple of things that I've learned. And I can't say anything, but, things are coming. That's all I can say. I do have some news about Once in Future. I mentioned it before. It looks like Once in Future from Boom Studios. They canceled all the pre-orders for the slipcase, by the way. And they're going to resolicit it again with a new final cutoff date, and that will be in April. So I think what will happen with that is that some people, I don't know if one of you all that is watching, will end up getting a copy of the slipcase because they've also cut the orders of the deluxe edition. So there we go. It will. They've handled it really weird, but I think they're trying to adjust the things. Like it also did not help that Diamond system was down. So don't be surprised if your slipcase order gets canceled. Don't be surprised if you see pictures out there on the internet with people saying they got a slipcase and you didn't. It will come back in April, I believe is the date. Okay, and that is for Once in Future, one of my most wanted books. I'm probably going to still get a copy of the deluxe edition so I can do an overview of it so people can see what it's about. But I had just mentioned Claus, Dan Mora, right? Phenomenal artist. Let's see here. I was afraid they would cancel the regular cover. I think a lot of orders have been cut, Eclipse, of the regular cover. Favorite Disney Plus announcements from yesterday? Straight up with the question. Love it. I'm just now catching up with them. Skeptical about the She-Hulk design, but definitely still excited. I actually thought She-Hulk was my favorite announcement yesterday. The little first, the first glimpse you get at her, I thought it was good. X-Men 97 would be my right answer. That's a series that got a lot of people into X-Men, right? Like, that's a series that got a lot of my friends into X-Men when I was one of the few people reading it. So it means a lot to me and a lot of people, a lot of you all that grew up with it. The only thing I'm concerned about is the animation style they're going to use. Because I don't know if you all watch my What If reviews, but I wasn't the biggest fan of the animation style they did in What If. So I was hoping they stay away from that style and go back to the... I don't think hand-drawn animation exists anymore, does it? Like, I don't think that's a thing, but maybe something closer to that. Good morning, Omar. Is the Justice League Dark Omnibus worth the price tag? Decent run. I can answer that today, actually, because my overview will be coming out later today. But I really enjoyed it, and holy crap, it's 1,600 plus pages. So, Omar, great to see you. The world's greatest chat. Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. World's greatest chat. I appreciate that, brother. What? Thank you for super chat, Mario Rodriguez. What content could potentially be a second Jean Grey omnibus? Ooh, I like this. So I kind of was thinking about mapping it out. I've been talking to Peter again, who's taking a break. Yeah, we used to do the segment Map My Ex, along with Oddfell and our buddy Riley from the Omnibus Collector. But we were thinking about spanning it over to Spider-Man because we've done a lot of X-Men books. So that'd be a lot of fun. But for Jean Grey, I want a lot of the modern stuff. Here's what I want. And this is probably just me. But one of the most underrated X-Men titles of the last, oh my goodness, 5-6 years. When did it come out? Probably, I would say the last 10 years was X-Men Red. So what I would love to see is X-Men like End Song. I would even take X-Men Phoenix War Song in there too. And then they add the Phoenix Resurrection and the X-Men Red series into that omnibus. Everything else they can pad out with whatever they want. Her appearances in other series, they could throw in a couple of Rachel stories in there because we are focusing, if we are focusing on the Phoenix, right? Then absolutely they can throw all that stuff in there. But thank you so much for the super chat. Yikes. Once a future slipcase edition, does that mean something is killing the children and volume 2 won't get a slipcase? It will. It'll be delayed, I'm sure. Good afternoon, Uncanny Omar. Greetings from the Netherlands. What is up? And look at that, man. We got somebody from Ohio. It's my daughter's favorite state for some reason. Omar, am I alone in preferring a continuation of the Wolverine and the X-Men instead of 97? Yeah, that last season of X-Men wasn't the greatest, right? But I think a lot of people are excited. I'm excited for it. I'd love to see more X-Men evolution, more of that Wolverine and the X-Men. That only got one season, didn't it? Do you know if we're getting a reprint of Amazing Spider-Man Volume 4? Not yet. Not yet, brother. Because right now all we know is 1, 2, and 3. That's it. I'm sure it will. It's only had one printing. You had me at Oscar Isaac, brother. Hand-drawn is too expensive these days. You know, I once heard that it's supposed to be around the same price. It's just the process takes a lot longer. But I don't know. I'm not in the animation industry. But I do have a good friend of mine that works at DreamWorks Animation. I could ask him. Hey, Omar, I started reading Usagi Yojimbo, and I'm loving it so far. Do you know if the Saga hardcovers will ever get reprinted? They did a Volume 1. I just shot them an email on Friday asking this very same question because I've had a lot of questions about the Usagi Yojimbo Saga hardcover reprints. So I'm waiting on a reply. Sometimes they answer, and then sometimes those answers aren't what we want to hear, but at least they answer. I will say that. So, Hola, Omar, why don't you ask Senor Gabriel to reprint Uncanny X-Force by Rick Remender? It's an incredible run, and it's totally sold out. Why don't I ask him? Because every year I let you all decide what you all want reprinted, and I sent him that list. It's not my list, man. It's whatever you all want. I'm just the voice for the masses. So what we do every year here around March, I believe, we take a poll of the most wanted Omnis. This year I sent them over the top 20. I think 11 of those have been reprinted so far, with probably more to come. One of those was really nice, which was the Iron Fist Expanded Edition. So I leave it up to you all to decide what you all want, because every year is something different. Hopefully next year will be Tomb of Dracula, but we'll see. Hey, Omar, been a while. What's up, Mr. Tolliver? Now working in the comic industry, and it's been hectic. Any word on OHCs for Iron Man by Cantwell? The run is pretty solid. No word yet. I would love a Doctor Doom OHC too, man. I haven't heard about this. I would love a OHC of Doom. You gotta have Doom on the cover riding that bear too, baby. But thank you for the super chat. What are you doing in the comic industry, my brother? How you doing, Omar? What are your thoughts on the upcoming Peacemaker show and John Cena as the Peacemaker? He was funny. I'll watch it. I'm excited for it. And if it's comic related, even if I don't care about the characters, or even if I'm not excited for the movies, I'll still watch them. Good morning from Phoenix. Got to make it short today. Make it more tamales. All right, Robert. I wish you'd throw me one, brother. Finished JSA Volume 2. Loved it. Thanks for the recommendation. You're welcome, my brother. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. Boom also had issues with the slipcase of Something is Killing the Children. Yep, I talked about that. I think I reached out to a few retailers to let them know. I also reached out to a few retailers about what's going on with Once and Future. Ink and paper, Omar. Ink and paper for X-Men 97. I wish. What is up, Aaron? How you doing, brother? This is a man that's going to help me out with my Amazing Spider-Man reading order. And I don't know if he realizes what he's volunteered for, which that's coming up probably sometime next month. Did you show off that Darth Vader Omnibus yet? Nope, I just got it in the mail yesterday. This is the Darth Vader by Charles Soule Omnibus, the follow-up to the Darth Vader by Kieran Gillen. But here it is, man. It's still in the plastic. Here, let's take it out of the plastic. You can see what's in here. I think this is if I'm not mistaken, David usually lets me choose the covers, and I think I went with the direct market cover. I like a lot of the standard edition covers, though. And let's see, under the dust jacket is, I think that's a Common Coley image. Star Wars by Darth Vader. I love this story. This is one that I read in trade paperbacks. It's got some great artwork, and the story is awesome. So I'll be doing an overview of that. I think that, honestly, that date for that particular omnibus has shifted into late this year or early next year. Happy Saturday, Omar. I mean, everyone. Cheers, Omar. Cheers to you, brother. Hi, Omar. Next week, I'm starting Uncanny X-Men by Claremont. I hope it's good for Marvel Comic Beginner. Or your money back. If you're not used to reading those type of comics like from that era, just give it a chance. It does get into the good stuff later on. Like, I appreciate going back and reading it from Giant Size 1, but I also think like once it gets to about issue 101, 102, oh my gosh, then you just get into the Phoenix Saga. Then one thing happens after the other, and it is amazing. They partly completed season 2 for Wolverine and the X-Men. It was going to be adapted into the Age of Apocalypse. Shame it didn't happen. That is a freaking shame. Hey, Omar, Marvel planning any Omnis, the Punisher Omnis? I haven't heard about those. Or Epic Collections. Good morning, Omar. You just had to ask the right question, didn't you, Graham? Thoughts on the Rocky IV Director's Cut? Please don't spoil it. I'm seeing it Oh my gosh. Is it out? I'm seeing it tonight if it's out. I know my wife wanted to have some friends over. I'm seeing it tonight. Oh, dude, I didn't know I forgot it was November. It came out November 13th, right? It's today. It comes out today. I'm so excited for it. Rocky IV is my favorite Rocky movie. Yes, the correct answer is Rocky 1. It's wonderful. It deserves every praise that it gets. But Rocky 4, with that soundtrack, that amazing dialogue, the training, he's out in the freaking snow pulling a truck, man. Growing his beard out. Oh, I love that movie so much. I love it, and I cannot wait for the director's cut. As long as they still use Hearts on Fire, I'm in. Did you see Ultimate Spider-Man get pushed back to January 4th? I was bumped out. It was bumped out. Yes, I did. Second that X-Force petition. Will you all come back next year and we can make that happen? Moon Knight, Mark Spector's whoever he wants to be, loving that omnibus at the moment. I'm so glad you're liking it, man. I'm cannot wait for the Charlie Houston one. Well, time is money, as they say. If the animation takes longer, it probably means more costly in the end. Thank you, Final Shadow. That is true. Omar, would you be looking forward to the Ant-Man omnibus? Is there any in the works? They couldn't even finish Ant-Man and Epic Collection, brother. I haven't heard if there's going to be an Ant-Man omnibus, honestly. Speaking of cartoons, do you all remember the 2000 Spidey cartoon that had the Hobgoblin mystery in it? I grew up with that. Is that Ultimate Spider-Man? Is that one? What's up, Xavier? How you doing, brother? From Poland. With Marvel doing many Conan, Elvira, Boys hardcovers coming, any hope for Red Sonja hardcover? This should be... It should be, but here's the thing with Red Sonja. So the Red Sonja is now owned by Dynamite here in America, meaning that they have to do their own thing. And if they want to do what Marvel's doing with Conan, it's going to be pricey. You got to have art restoration. You have to have color separation. You have to pretty much make the art as good as you can make it without. Because, I mean, yeah, you can scan it the way these pictures are and just throw it together in a hardcover, and it's going to look a lot different than your Conan. We expect a level of greatness when it comes to these things now, because we've been spoiled by all these art restorations and color restorations and these old school, especially like the Golden Age Omnis, both at Marvel and DC. I think it would be about, it would be a timely process. I haven't heard about it. It would be awesome if they started doing it. Just sucks that it's not owned by one company, so the crossovers are in two different books. Happy Saturday, Omar. Hope all is good. All is well, my brother. Hi, Omar. Are we going to get any good news regarding the reprints of the final 2 volumes of Brubaker's Cap? I haven't heard, and I think those weren't that hard to find when I announced the previous ones. I think I even made it into my video that, go out and get those while you still can. I don't know where they are. Hello, Omar, master of magnet. Just like magnets, man. New delay. By the way, the delay list or the dates that I have on this on the description of this video, those will be updated. I need to start updating that stuff. Almost done with Scarlet Witch by Robinson. Really good so far. That is a classic story. No Berserk Volume 9. I think mine's shipped out already. I'm just waiting for it. Just waiting for it. Hey, Omar, did Marvel... Oh, I think I answered that question, my dude. Omar, I saw that on Amazon US where there are 2 unannounced omnibus. What If, Into the Multiverse? But you already know this. And Ultimate by Miller. Yep. Ultimate by Miller I knew. But I just... how do I put it? They kept changing the date on it, so David was like, don't worry about announcing it. I would rather you announce this. So we work together on what he wants me to announce. Sometimes I make suggestions like, oh, I would love to announce this with this. Like I know, how do I put it? Legal doesn't like me to announce Star Wars books with another Marvel omnibus, so that has to be announced separately, or Conan for that matter. So sometimes I have to... things like that have to be shifted around, and Ultimate's just kind of snuck out there, and I'm glad that it's coming for all the people that missed it, though. The Ultimate Universe is getting a lot of love. Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimates... all we're missing is Ultimate Fantastic Four, right? And, of course, Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2. What's up, Courtney? Hi, I am new. I am old. So I'm glad you're here. Has the Daredevil Soul been delayed to the 21st of December, like it says on Amazon? Oh, gosh, yeah, it looks like it's been delayed again, brother. Hey, buddy, TJ from India. How you doing, TJ? Are we going to get reprints of the 3 omnibuses Infinity Saga anytime soon? What about War of the Kings? Infinity Gauntlet is coming. War of the Kings, I don't know about. So we will wait. We will wait and see. What's up, Scotty G? Good morning. Is there an Amazing Spider-Man omnibus that covers issues 181 to 223? Stern runs includes 203. Sadly, not at the moment, brother. Only things that are available are the Marvel Masterworks. And I think probably some of the... the Alien Saga, those 2 trade paperbacks. The Alien Saga Volume 1 and 2. Kraven's Last Hunt. Not Kraven's Last Hunt, I'm sorry. No, the Alien Saga is after that. No, there isn't. Just there was a trade paperback, The Return of the Burglar. There was a Marvel premiere. Yeah, but we don't have anything. Oh, thank you for the super chat, brother. I've kept CGM busy these last couple days. Picked up 9 new Omni CGMs. Has great service and packaging, in my opinion. Well, they're our official sponsor, so I'm glad that you got good service there, brother. I'm glad you got good service, and thank you again, my dude, for the super chat. Hey, real quick, Omar, did you get email English to English? Smash that like button, you all. Thank you. I'll double check. I only had time to go into the email one time this particular week. I'm sorry about that. Paulie's 80s robot got canceled by Sly. Yeah, I heard that he thought it was silly, so I haven't seen it. I cannot wait to see it. What is that details about the new Heroes Reborn Omni? It's pretty much both of the big trade paperbacks put together into an omnibus, and it's the new series that takes place during Jason Aaron's Avengers run. Morning from Maryland. Any word if the Uncanny X-Men omnibuses, Omnibuy, Omniboo, haven't said that in a while, still getting reprinted in December? As far as I know, there are still reprints coming. I don't know if they'll make it into December, though. They're trying. What's up, dude? How you doing, Mr. Awesome? Get your Becky Lynch avatar there. Saw Rocky IV this past Thursday. Don't worry, Omar. All the songs are there. But if you like the robot, I got bad news for you. I heard about the robot. Actually, I heard about the robot was that's all I read, that Sly needed it out because he thought it was just too silly to begin with. And you know what? I agree with him. It is way too silly to put in there. I'm so glad you all reminded me. I need to go. Like, yo, I love that movie, and that needs to be seen in the movie theater. So I'm glad you all reminded me. Whoever asked about that. The Elvira Omnibus will be sold at Amazon. They're trying to figure out a way to get the Elvira Omnibus to people who were not able to kickstart it. So it is coming. Dude, Frank, can you imagine Frank Thorne's... his Red Sonja, dude. Oh, my goodness. You know. I haven't heard of a reprint of Postal, my brother, so I don't know if it will get a reprint or not. Do you know why it seems like so many books seem to have smaller print runs? Yeah, man, I can answer this. This is a pretty question. This is a pretty good question that I get asked often, but limited space. Okay, so that's pretty much what it comes down to. So when they have so many books and they realize that, okay, they can print 3 Omnis a month and have them sit there and have 2 of them or 1 of them be liquidated, or they can try to print 10 Omnis a month, sell out of about 7 of them, maybe have 1 liquidated or 2 liquidated, and then keep doing that for the rest of the year. The print numbers have to go up a little bit on the 10 books. So Marvel and DC, no publisher ever releases how many books they print. That's a number that nobody releases. Everything you see online, everything that you see from direct market, like when Previews World releases their end of year thing, that's just direct market. You never get to see the book market side of things. And no publisher will ever release that stuff. That's information that only they know, and and not even the entire company, just inner circle. So it's limited space at the warehouse and the distribution center. And then, of course, the printer. Printers are outsourced. They're outsourced in China. They're outsourced in Mexico, in Canada. There's one here in my hometown. But these printers are also printing other things like school books or Bibles or, Marvel and DC don't own printers. And we don't want them to because, oh my gosh, the prices of these things would go up like that. So it's a mix of all that. They're printing more books now with smaller print runs, but at least there's variety there for people that want, because they realize not everybody collects everything. Actually, it's a small number of people that collect every single omnibus. Yeah, I'm disappointed about Longbow Hunters too, man. It slipped into next year. That hurt. What is up, Frazier? How you doing, my brother? What are your thoughts on SOULE's Daredevil? I know you've told me, but I forgot. Oh, dude. I actually started. I forgot I was reading that. I was almost done with it, and then I started reading Empire because my overview of that's coming out Monday, because they changed the schedule of SOULE's Daredevil. It's a lot of fun. It's good. It's different than what came. you know, with Wade, with what Wade did with Daredevil, that was its own thing. And it's like, it's almost like going back to the basics of Daredevil and what makes Daredevil and Matt Murdock who he is. The art by Ron Garney, man, he was going through this almost like Frank Miller experimental phase. I loved it. It's awesome. That was the most like the most diverse I've seen in his art in a long time. Because you're used to Ron Garney having this level of professionalism. Like, I think he was a graduate of the Joe Kubert Art School. So everything that I've seen, even from Captain America's run, Cap's run from with Mark Waid, has been very similar. This was a lot different. There were things that he was trying that was really cool. Do you foresee an Excalibur? Thank you for the super chat, my brother. Do you foresee an Excalibur Omnibus Volume 1 reprint anytime soon? Do you think a Bendis X-Men Omnibus is likely? If it's X-Men, it'll get an Omnibus. Even Chuck Austin stuff, one day we'll get an Omnibus. Don't know when, but I'm sure one day. As far as the reprint of Excalibur, I'm honestly surprised that we don't have it yet. That seriously surprises me we don't have it yet. So I'm hoping that we get that because we got New Mutants coming. So I don't know what's going on with that one. Still want to Omni of Thanos, the end, the Infinity story that was after it. Infinity Abyss, yeah. Can't remember the title, and the first Thanos solo book. Yep, that's one of my most wanted Omnis, man. What did I call it? Like the Annihilation Prologue or something like that? Marvel just has to reprint New Avengers by Michael Bendis and then do a volume 2. That's the way it would get done, right? They would have to see the sales of the new printing because the old printing just didn't sell well. But different times. Do you think Deadpool and X-Force will get reprinted? Ask David for Shattershot. All these people. You all have a chance to do it next year, man. Around March, you all can ask. What's up, Derek? There's a name I haven't seen for a while. Which type of Omni do you prefer? Maximize art filling pages or white border towards standard size, preventing gutter loss and enabling pagination? Dude, I like art. Like, so let me see. This is one of the biggest Omnis. But honestly, this is Justice League Dark, by the way. I don't mind minimal gutter loss. I'm okay with minimal gutter loss like that. Whiteboard. So what he's talking about is when they use the frames, like the whiteboard frame, and they still have a spread, but you see that whiteboard in the middle, but you get all the art. I think that breaks away from what the big scene is supposed to look like, what the cinematic scene is supposed to look like. So I kind of like no white borders on my spread pages. Omar, are you going to review the Mutant Massacre Omnibus soon? Yes, that will come out soon. I have a lot of books. Oh my gosh, I can't, like, I was telling Melanie, I can't finish a book because I have to get started on the next one to do an overview of it. And it's gotten to the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I've only read like 5 issues in this. So, but yes, that will come soon. Omar, after much thought, even though I want a House of M box set with Decimation, feel now we will get an omnibus. Will House of M Omni just be the 4 OHCs combined into one? I would say so. And then they'll probably do an aftermath. But you know what, dude? If it's X-Men related, they might do a 2-volume set, including Decimation. And the other, maybe they'll add things to pad out that second volume, like the Secret Wars House of M, things like that. Will we get a Defenders Volume 2? Yes, we will. They did the white borders on Spider-Man Make-A-Line Omnibus. I hated it. They did. Happy Saturday to you, Bar. When are we getting an October haul video? Tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me. Actually, I knew that one. Finally doing some reading of the... Finally doing a reading order of Batman. Is there any chance Batman Second Chances will ever get a reprint? That's been a question for so long. I really hope so. I hope it comes out in maybe like a new brand of books, like kind of like Epic Collections. I know that's a Marvel thing, but it's okay for DC to borrow things like that. Need some Iron Man, New Avengers, Ultimate Spider-Man, X-Men Omnibus to complete my Bendis shrine. I can't believe I'm a Bendis shrine, but that's more power to you, brother. Omar, tell me it is possible, but I would totally buy an OHC that collects Darth Maul 2017 and Son of Dathomir. Please tell me the truth of that being possible. I want a Maul in OHC format. Yes, it's possible. Whether it comes out or not, I don't know. What do you want to reprint? What reprint do you want? I personally want to reprint the Claymore box set. Pandora Hearts box set. I missed out on that one, and it's insane how much it's going for. Morning, Omar. Any idea if we'll get an OHC of Al Ewing's run? I thought I saw that it's wrapping up. Oh, my gosh. I would love that. I would love an OHC of that run. You know, now that his name has kind of been blowing up because of his run on Immortal Hulk, I kind of see something like that happening. I'll be honest. I kind of see them doing a run like that. Any update on the boys books? I can't. I do have an update, but I can't say anything yet. But on December 5th, I believe it's when we're doing it, I think. Nick, the guy that runs Dynamite, he's gonna be on the show on Saturday or Sunday, December 5th. He's gonna do a live auction, so it'll be our very first live auction of collected editions at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll be posting more about it and talking about it. But I think that would be a good time to ask. Did you see all 3 of the Black Panther omnis got moved? Coeds to August, early years, July, and Wakanda isn't on PRH anymore. Thought I saw it there. Jiggy and Comics. Excalibur and Alpha Flight reprints. Man, I see Excalibur happening. I don't know about Alpha Flight. I love an Alpha Flight Volume 2. Beppo, thank you so much for asking for the schedule for next week. So we have my haul tomorrow, Justice League Dark today. Haul tomorrow. Monday will be the Empire Omnibus overview. Tuesday will be the Marvel trades along with the Hulk OHC, unless I can separate them into 2 videos, which I probably should. It's just a matter of time. Wednesday will be my hidden gems for the month of November. Thursday is what Wednesday. I'm also interviewing the writer of Beckstar, which is a Mad Cave book. Really excited to read that. I just got a copy of that in the mail today. And Friday will be the DC February solicitations for 2022. I'm trying to think of what Thursday was. Thursday, I think it's a couple of the art books I'm doing, and something else I can't remember. Is the Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus release date final? I don't know. I haven't gotten my review copy yet. That might be moved around. Is Marvel not like Bendis? I need Avengers by Volume 2 by Bendis, Ultimate Spider-Man 2, and House of M Omnibus. No, I don't think it's a matter of liking him or not. It's money, right? So they'll print whatever comes. It's just that New Avengers didn't sell well. Same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy by Bendis. It didn't sell well enough to warrant a Volume 2. Same thing with Ultimate Spider-Man when it came out. This time around, though, I think it sold well enough, so we'll see. Enjoy your Internals review. Thank you so much. Hope to see some more DCEU, DC reviews in the future. Doom Patrol is the best. Dude, I love Doom Patrol. I haven't seen Season 3 yet. I need to get that. I need to get on that. Wonder why Marvel seems to be avoiding the Bishop's Crossing Executioner song, Fatal Attractions era for their Omnis. To quote David Gabriel, because not everything can be X-Men, right? They're giving us Fall of the Mutants Omnibus. They've given us the Inferno prologue, giving us Inferno. If you oversaturate the market with X-Men, I mean, look at my videos. Anytime I announce X-Men Omnibus, somebody in the chat's like, well, what about Captain America or Spider-Man? Or in the comment section. Or anytime I announce a Conan Omnibus, somebody in the comment section is like, what about this? What about this? What about this? So they have to spread them out. I'm sure those will come. I'm not saying they're not going to. I'm sure they will come. But you have to spread the love. Like they have so many characters. And on top of that, they have things like Star Wars licensed things. So those things sometimes take priority, like Conan, which I've always stated on the channel that there's a reason why we have 8 Conan Omnis. So probably 9 and 10 will be right around the corner too. Oh my gosh, this question. What percentage of your collection have you read? I think last year I went around after doing my tour and I started thinking about the books that I have read, and it was about 60%. Now, I read a lot, but even now, oh my gosh, man, probably 58%. And maybe no. Last year was about 65%. I think this year probably 62%, maybe 61. No, that's pretty accurate. Would a Spider-Man by Bagley Omnibus be a volume 1 or 2? You mean between the Larson and Clone Saga? Or no, well, it depends. If they take out the content of Maximum Carnage, you can do it all in one. It'll be a big omnibus. But if they put all of Maximum Carnage in there, include the annuals, and all the stories from Web of, from all the crossover stuff, that's enough for 2 omnis. Hey Omar, did you have any details about the plan for the release of Astro City at Image? Saw that collected edition trade paperback. I saw that as a trade, and I was a little upset about that. Not upset like, but more like, wanted a hardcover. That series deserves a big hardcover treatment. To the guy that was asking about Spidey being collected from 181 to 200, that will be volume 6. That's it's where 5 ends. How does that Justice League Dark Omnibus? Honestly, I don't think this is as big as my Final Night first printing. Not Final Night, I'm sorry. Final Crisis first printing. I'll probably do a size comparison. Not that size matters, but to compare to the other big omnis that DC has put out. Yo, Omar, hope your weekend is going well. Congrats, Miss Lee and Alicia, for their fun Marvel Meow video. Thank you. For the people that were really kind enough to comment on the next video, the family review of Journey into Mystery, people are saying that YouTube turned off the comments on the Marvel Meow. I think it's a rule with YouTube that they do automatic comment turn off if it's just kids by themselves on videos, which is fine. It's just, I know they were upset because they like reading all the comments. Why X Factor 50 through 60, if I'm not mistaken, haven't been reprinted in any format? Because they hate Paul Smith's artwork. It's the Day of Judgment, or Judgment War. I don't know. That will probably come out in an epic format. What is your most anticipated upcoming DC Omnibus Collected Edition? Ooh, this one's hard. I'm really, really excited to wrap up the Green Arrow by Mike Grell. Really excited about that. But the question is my number 1 most wanted DC Omnibus that they announced, because it was in my list of the top 20 DC Omnis I wanted. How you doing, Big Stu in Orlando? Hope you're doing well, brothers. Hope you're still staying healthy out there. Hey, Omar, I have a question. Wanted to know if you might know the answer. Is Titan's Broken Promises a book that actually came out, or was it canceled back in the day? That was part of the cancellations. I don't think that book actually came out. Will Sergio Argones, Mark Evanier ever get Guru series in a decent epic style collection? I know they've been shopping around somebody to print them in a hardcover collection. So we might get something better than epics. Can't believe I bought my John Byrne Alpha Flight Omni for like $55. Remaindered from the D-Header deal a few years back, and now it goes for like $300 on eBay. That's the game, right? Things go up and down. As soon as the announcement of an Alpha Flight Omnibus comes out, that book will go down in price. Things like that. Thursday is the Dazzler Omnibus announcement. Is it? I had World of Wakanda written down for June 7th. I think I wrote that down at some point over the past 2 weeks. I still have a list of I still have my master list of the original dates, and I think it was June 7th. Omar, I heard you have a Patreon. Does that include an Ask Me Anything and a live book club each month? Is this true? If so, what are the schedules for both of those? Oh, thank you, brother. That's so kind of you. Yeah, we do have a Patreon. It's all our videos have a link to the Patreon. And the book club is going to be, I believe, in November 21st at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday, November 21st at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the Astonishing Melanie and I are going to be talking about All-Star Superman. That's the one that won by 1 vote. And then we have an Ask Me Anything where anything goes. People come in, we have drinks, and anything goes. People are free to ask me anything, and I answer. As long as I can legally answer it, that is. And I believe that has been scheduled for Friday, November 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So next Friday at 8 p.m. And those are 2 different tiers on our Patreon. Thank you so much for asking, brother. That's a nice segue. Omar, Conan Marvel Years Omnibus reprint. I haven't heard, brother. They did a stealth reprint last year. I'm surprised they haven't done another one. Do you know if there will be a Planet Hulk Omnibus reprint? Also, I've not heard of that one. I need a Conan Mesco figure. I do too. More Spider-Man Omnibus. See, my man David is yelling. He wants more Spider-Man Omnibus. Those will come. I promise. My dad grew up in the 60s reading Fantastic Four, but he hasn't read much since. Any recommendations on an FF gift I could give him for Christmas? I don't know how old your dad is, but those Omnibus are great, but they're heavy. I mean, they're big books. Maybe he would appreciate a Marvel Masterworks, but those are out of print of that era. I wonder how far he got. I wonder if he got to read like the Lost Adventure or the last Jack Kirby story. Honestly, Omnibus Volume 4, which has the last Jack Kirby stuff, might mean a lot to him. Maybe go that route. I know it's a big book, but like I said, I don't know if your dad's like, yeah, I can read that. I have watched American Gods, and I thought the show was okay. It's my favorite Neil Gaiman book. So I think the show, it was okay. It was okay. There's a chance for S.H.I.E.L.D. by Hickman Omni ever coming out. Secret Warriors reprint is wanted. S.H.I.E.L.D. would be a very small OHC, right? Because it's just 8 issues of both series, like 4 issues each series. Conan books are great to throw at burglars during home invasions. Any upcoming new series, DC and Marvel, that you're excited about? I'm excited for that Hulk book by Ryan Stegman. No, I'm sorry, no, not Ryan Stegman. It's Ryan Otley and Donny Cates. Excited about that run. See what they do with the character. And I'm excited for the Mark Waid Superman. Is the Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus release date final? I think I answered this earlier, that it might change again. Any chance for old events like Siege to be collected in Omni format? Is Siege not in? No. So what they're doing with Fear itself, that's going to be collected in the Mad Fraction and Thor Omnibus. That would be awesome. If they did Siege with something like it would have to be a reprint, an expanded reprint of something like JMS's Thor with Gillen, right? And you throw Siege in there. That's how I would print it instead of making a Siege omnibus. They did do a Siege oversized hardcover, which is technically an omnibus, that has the issues of New Avengers, and Dark Avengers in there, along with the 4-issue Siege series in oversized format. Thickest Omni countdown video. Oh, I like that. I like that idea. Mapping Spidey Omnibus would be awesome. Yeah, I think we were going to call it Spin My Web or something ridiculous like that, but I think it would be a lot of fun. Do you know if in-stock trades are having Black Friday sales? I do not. I don't know if they did last year. I know that Cheap Graphic Novels is going to have a Black Friday sale, I believe, from last time I talked to Max. Can you show us that Vader spine for a second? Yeah. This, you go. Sorry, there we go. There's the lighting. There you go. I'm sure the spine will be different too, like the image. They've been doing that with modern comics. Omar, do you have any thoughts on the direction Marvel is going with the new Iron Fist? I do not, sir. I haven't been reading it. All I read was the series. It was the Carrie Andrews series, I think, that came out recently in trade paperback. And it was printed originally in digital format. Big Papa Omar, have you played the Guardians of the Galaxy game yet? No! Man, I ain't got time to play. Did you not hear me? I've only read 63%, 62% of my books. I gotta read. And I still enjoy reading for fun. Tell your girls they did a great job on the review video for Marvel Meow. I'm getting it for my niece based on their review recommendations. I sure will, man. Thank you so much. Seriously. They love reading comments. They're so cute. Omar, did you finish Metroid Dread? That game rules. I'm working on hard mode now. Oh, I love it, man. No, I haven't finished it yet. I'm wrapping up finally Shovel Knight. Hey, y'all. Did I miss anything spicy? Spice Girls reunion coming 2025? No, that's all. That's it, man. Luis Portasio has been teasing Stone collected editions via Kickstarter. I hope it eventually gets a retail release. I'd love to see his freaking wet works. Do you know when CGN is getting their Wolverine Volume 1 Miller covers? I do not. I know Dying Breed Collector's got some. Can't wait for the next reading order video. Yeah, man, I'm currently reading BPRD. That's what won. And when I reread these things, I don't reread every issue. I kind of just skim through a lot of things going, oh, yeah, that's right. Touch on the high points of what each of these collections have. Will New Mutants Volume 2 Omnibus contain the Magneto replacing Professor X story? Yes, we're into that era. Yes. Because by the time they get to yes. Like the last part of it will. OPB sent me an email with the new release dates of Avengers Volume 1 was again 5/11. I wouldn't honestly, I'd wait. Just give it some time. We don't know. The dates are shuffling around all the time. So hold on 1 second. Hold that thought. Thank you, Michael. To the gentleman that was asking about his dad, Justin, this is for you. I think your dad would really enjoy Fantastic Four Grand Design. Thank you. That is a great suggestion. And it is available in a gallery format, so it's big size. So hey, I'm getting older, so I know how hard it is sometimes to read smaller print books. I think your dad would really appreciate it. That is a freaking awesome suggestion. And back to this point. So yes, nobody right now really knows the dates. People are going to keep shifting the dates around, whether it's the distribution center or whether it's the printer. So I'm waiting to make a video on the latest dates that I have, but I'm also waiting for lock dates down. So a bit off the topic from Comic Talk, but what type of music do you listen to? I'm trying to collect every type of banjo and its predecessors. Wow, my English is bad. No, it's not. Your English is phenomenal. It's better than my English, brother. I like all types of music. I'll be honest. I read with music on. I love listening to music. Music is a way that you recall memories and you travel through time in a way. Like, I remember where I was when I was listening to a specific song. So I remember issues of X-Men I would read when listening. I swear, Bon Jovi Slippery When Wet was like my X-Men Outback Years soundtrack. I don't know why. Maybe it was the only tape. That's right. We used to have cassette tape. We didn't have Spotify. We didn't have streaming services. We had cassettes that we copied over from legit cassettes. But anyway, I like all types of music, man. And it depends on my mood. Like, seriously, my jogging track has rap. It has gangster rap. It's got hardcore metal. It's got punk rock. It's got video game music. It's got anime soundtracks in there. And I think that's the way my brain is wired. And honestly, that's the way my life is, whether it's video games or even comics. Like, I read all types of variety of comics. But Tom Petty, Heartbreakers, Metallica, The Who, Queen, some of my favorite bands. Good question. The thickest Omni Countdown video. Here is a phenomenal artist that is working on his own project. Everybody should go and check out Matthew Mangy's art. Freaking awesome. I want to see him on a cover of some X-Men book one day, just so he can throw me in the background somewhere. Do you think Marvel will make a Spider-Man Alien Costume Saga Omnibus and Craven's Last Hunt Omni? It would fill the gap between Spider-Man and McFarlane Michelini. Yeah, it would definitely fill the gap between Stern Spidey and Michelini. But the hard part is that a lot of those stories continued into Spectacular Spider-Man. So would we be better off with a Spectacular Spider-Man? But then, yeah. I mean, Alien Saga, they could easily make those two thick hardcovers into one omnibus. One and done. Add Craven's Last Hunt, the annuals. Hey, yeah, you could do that. You can have enough for 2 Omnis there. There are 2 Siege books oversized out there. One of them has only the mini. I bought both, and after the expanded came out. So the Wheeze, I had the standard edition hardcover of Siege. So you're saying they did make a oversized hardcover of Siege with just the 4 issues? That's cool. I never knew about that one. Hey, bro, love the Mighty Marvel Masterworks store video yesterday. Always entertaining. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate that. Hi, Omar. I am back. Well, I am glad you are here. My son plays Guardians of the Galaxy, and I have a great time just watching it and hearing the 80s music. Oh, so it does have an 80s soundtrack? That's cool. Yeah. I'm really hoping for a new Nova series soon. Now, would that be Richard Rider or Sam Alexander? Hey, Omar, should I buy Avengers The Gathering Omnibus or not? Would I? Yes, 100%. That's one of my favorite eras of Avengers, the Leather Jacket years. It's and that has a really good story. It's got the story of Cersei and Black Knight and how all that happened. The love triangle between Cersei, Black Knight, and Crystal, who was married to Quicksilver at the time. So much soap opera drama. That's what comics really are, right? Any news on the Messiah Complex Omnibus in the works? Any news? We need that book. I do love that all these books we do need. I know I have not heard of that, brother. Hey, Omar, the delays seem endless. It looks like you need to have a new weekly segment for book delays, both new and further delays. I know, man. And here's the thing, like, sometimes a delay will give me a little breathing room. Like, oh, I can do that video of an overview of a book sometime in the next month now. And then I forget I'm in the middle of reading it, and I'm like, oh, crap, I got to go and get that book. Okay. I need to read Keith Charles' comment. Got a couple of super chats I need to get to here. But let me get to Purple. Aha. Here we go. Omar, happy Saturday. Thank you so much, brother, for the super chat. Been working hard. Glad I caught this. How do you feel about X-Men Grand Design and the Darkness series? I had a lot of fun with Darkness. That was coming out towards the last part of my comic book collecting days. So Darkness spun out of the Witchblade series. It was a character created by Mark Silvestri and Garth Ennis. And Enos, sorry. And that's how people told me to pronounce his last name. Been mispronouncing it along with countless of other names for years. But I really like that one. The artwork really is what drove me to enjoy both the Darkness and Witchblade. But honestly, after Enos left, the Darkness was actually pretty solid too. As far as your first question, how did I enjoy Grand Design? It was something I wish I could have written. I was so jealous of Ed Piskor. Like, holy crap. What a freaking amazing, like, love letter to the X-Men. The man, I forgot. I need to reach back out to him. We were going to do a show together. He's the guy, he has his own YouTube channel, and he's just a freaking walking X-Men encyclopedia. I love that dude. And I met him a couple times at conventions. He's a super cool cat, man. I like that guy. I think it'd be really fun to do something with him, like X-Men related. But he's not just about X-Men. I mean, he enjoys everything, too. I just secured it. Thank you for the super chat, Keith. This is what I wanted to read. I just secured a Demon Slayer box set and a PS5. Any future Omnigens in the next month or two? And how many FF volumes will fit with Burn? Volumes to fit with... Oh, man, we got a lot to go to Burn. Got about, oh my goodness, 3, I think? 3 or 4. But to the first point that you made in your super chat, I have a story about freaking Demon Slayer, brother. My pre-order, it got lost in the mail. So I called Amazon to say, I'm like, hey, I was going to do a video on this. What's going on? And they were like, don't worry, it'll come. Wait until Thursday to call. Thursday was Veterans Day here in America, so it didn't run. So I called on Friday. I called yesterday. Yeah, we can't find it. Sorry. We're going to give you a refund. And I went all Yolanda. That's the Latina version of Karen, by the way, if you don't know. So anyway, I'm supposed to be getting one that they found somewhere. And it's supposed to be here next week. My gosh, that was a nightmare to lock down. What's up, Gwen? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Just starting Shang-Chi on Disney Plus. You go enjoy that. All I'm going to say, no, I can't even spoil my favorite part of that movie. but you should watch my review after watching the movie. Omar announced Amazing Spider-Man 351 to 380 extras Omni. I mean, I can announce things, whether it's real or not. That's a different thing. Thank you. I think I might be weakened by it, dude. I liked it. I like horror comics because they are less scary than movies. But I'm reading Hellblazer Omnibus, and now I sleep with the light on. Oh, if you enjoy it, seriously, if you enjoyed Hellblazer, that's the best run of Hellblazer, right? Like it does to me. It didn't get better than the Enos run on Hellblazer. There's other people like Mike Carey's run on Hellblazer. It's phenomenal. But if you enjoy that, dude, you need to read the Sandman. Sandman has a lot of just messed up stories. I think you would like it too. What other publishers do thick, oversized hardcover omnis? DC, Marvel, Valiant, Dark Horse, IDW. And it's weird. Sometimes they call it an omnibus. Sometimes they call it a compendium. Sometimes they call it a deluxe edition. So really, it's up to the publishers. I don't know. I wish we had. Enos doesn't sound right. I know. They said it rhymed with. You know. I've started collecting some of the mutant milestones. Does Marvel historically reprint those after some time or not really? Being that those were printed just 2 years ago, I haven't heard of any reprints of those. I didn't know any were out of print, I'll be honest. Hey, Omar, please help me with comic. Should I get Black Panther Avengers of the New World or Black Panther Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda? I think out of those, I like the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, just because it took a character out of his element that you're familiar with, and it threw him out in the intergalactic space battle. I like stories like that. My world just imploded knowing I've been pronouncing Ennis or Enos wrong. By all means, please let us know how to pronounce it. Yes, I would love to have him on, man. It'd be a lot of fun. I'll reach back out to him. Red Room Collection just came out this week, and that's one that I'm trying to pick up. That Fantagraphics released that. I hate people telling you how to pronounce names. Of course, my brother pronounces his name. I don't care, but like people have butchered my name since I've come to the United States, right? So hey, to me it doesn't matter. But I do try to take time sometimes to learn how to pronounce a name. Out of respect for the writers. It's just sometimes I'm too busy reading the content to go, oh crap. In the middle of a video, I'm like, I didn't look up how to pronounce this artist's name. Like the guy that did Empire, oh my gosh, I had to Shiti, I think is how you pronounce it. I hope so. Hey Omar, love your channel. Any info regarding Silver Surfer Epic Collections coming soon? I had one that was sent my way, a list, and then it looks like it was taking out. So hopefully it will show back up later on. So there are going to be some more Silver Surfer Epic Collections. Happy birthday, Uncanny Dilfmar. Thank you. I appreciate that, Hayden. Can you ask David for a Scooby-Doo Apocalypse Omnibus? No, I will not. Because he'll say, what is that? Hi, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, Joey. I have a question for you. Are cheap graphic novels are indeed doing a Black Friday sale? I will double check, and by next Saturday, I will know, okay? Because that's before Black Friday. Oh my gosh, this month is flying by. Just saying hello to everybody. And Omar, hit that like button. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother. I've read the first 3 Sandman Absolutes. They are great. It's been over a year since I've dived back in. But I don't want it to end. I do that with TV shows, man. I do that with a TV show. Like I remember watching the final season of Deadwood as it was coming out. I stopped because I didn't want it to end. I did that with 6 Feet Under. And then there are TV shows that I'm like, I have to end it. I don't want it to, like The Wire. The Wire was too phenomenal, but just I had to end it. Omar, Atlantis Attacks, Evolutionary War, Acts of Vengeance need a reprint. I can't believe, I can't even pronounce believe. That's how much in shock I am. I can't believe I'm living in a time when people are asking for an Atlantis Attacks omnibus reprint. That's amazing. Not only that, but there are so many people that have asked me about Clone Saga and Ben Reilly omnibus reprints. Because to a lot of us that have been collecting these things for so many years, whenever we saw things like Atlantis Attacks or Clone Saga or Ben Reilly, a lot of us are like, why are they printing that? That thing's not going to sell. And now they're out of print. That's the times we're living in with these collections. I don't know if any of those, though, are coming back. Our Scarlet Witch Omnibus would be awesome. Please ask David for a Secret Warriors reprint. I'm enjoying your stream. Greetings from Germany. Much love back to you, brother. I don't think that made it into the top 20 last year. Ooh. My buddy, Final Shadow, thank you for keeping me on a straight and narrow path. I did get some mail, but I didn't have it with me, so I'll show it off in my haul. It was just 2 books that were sent out to me from the publishers. So yes, we do have a P.O. box if you want to send us artwork, if you want to send us donations for giveaways, or whatever you want to send us your comic book. By all means, it's near mint condition, P.O. Box 1678, Versailles, Kentucky 40383. Or you can email us artwork here. And I do have one thing to show. This is from Gabriel. And it's a piece of art he put together for a cover of a Batman 66 and the Dukes of Hazzard. And now, that's a book I would read. That's something I would read. This is from Gabriel Reigenberger. So thank you so much, brother. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for sending this my way. And he said, by all means, share it on Saturday's stream. And at this moment, I just want to remind people that are living in Europe, if you're looking for Omnis and pre-ordering Omnis, check out Walt's Comic Shop. They're located in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices on Marvel and DC big books, not just Omnis. Flat rate shipping in the EU of €9.90. And all emails are answered within 24 hours. Head on over to waltzcomicshop.com. And if you type the code near mint condition, all one word at the checkout, you get free shipping for all EU countries in your first order. And that's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. I'm sorry, I cannot sing it. That's my wife's job. Thank you for sending it my way, brother. I would love a Busiek Avengers Omni. I hope that comes too. Big shout out and love to you, Matt Miranda, my brother, my fellow Great Lake Omni bro. How you doing, bro? Do you think DC will collect Far Sector in a hardcover deluxe edition? I was disappointed they only released it in trade paperback. I was too, because of Jamal Campbell's artwork, man. It needs to be an oversized format. I actually enjoyed that book. Or I didn't finish reading it, but I enjoyed the first 7 issues is what we read. Waltz or OPB having, I don't know about OPB. And I don't know about Walt. I don't know if they do Thanksgiving over in Europe. Maybe they are. Melanie is hanging out with the kids today. They have a lot of things for school, and she's being the responsible parent. So I miss her, but I will tell her you all said hello. You left out Starsky and Hutch's car. I love that car. I was a big fan of Starsky and Hutch. That and the Streets of San Francisco. Growing up, my dad was watching those shows, man. Collecting Power Girl stuff requires jumping from one series to another. I wonder if a collection would be possible. It would be. I've got a custom hardcover of it. My man, the Justice League Dark Omni, it's like all good things. Thick. Yes, it is, dude. It's a big book. What's the figure over to your left shoulder? Left shoulder? That's the Majin Buu figure? That is my left shoulder, right? Yeah, that's my left shoulder. Do you mean my right shoulder? That's Faye and Spike. Europe does Black Fridays and Cyber Mondays. Well, look at you all. Oh, because it's still Black Friday. It's not Thanksgiving related. So you're right. That was a dumb question. My bad. Omar. Well, there's a question here. Omar, when will we get the details of a What If 90s Omni? I want What If Wolverine was Lord of the Vampires in oversized edition. I think I have that. Didn't I? I am so sorry if I didn't share that. I know I had the cover. I put the cover on the video. I did. That was one of the covers was on the video. They haven't chosen a standard edition cover yet. Do you want the content? Give me 1 second. I don't think that one made it. That might be in volume 2. So excited for that one. I was so mad that one leaked out because that's one that I wanted to. But what happened? I'll tell you what happened with that one. Is that David wanted to move it to December, and it might still move to December. Right now, it's showing the date of August, so that's why somebody snuck it into the system. But that's okay. You know, these things happen. Not a big deal. All right, so this is the content that I was sent. So it collects What If, the 1988 What If that people wanted in the original series, Omnis, and What If 1 through 34, as well as Quasar 30, or 1 through 39, I'm sorry. So that's the content of it. Great Garloo, have a good day at work, my brother. Have a good day at work. Austin, thank you for the super chat, brother. Chances of a War of the Bounty Hunters omnibus happening. You know, you're not the first person that has asked that. Chances are very high because that is a popular series. I've got the first trade. I haven't started reading it yet, but it has enough material for a big hardcover. So perhaps like an omnibus form, or not omnibus, but maybe a hardcover. That would be cool. Yeah. Are you going to do an overview of the DC? You mean the other history of the DC universe? I probably need to get a hold of it, and I'll be happy to do an overview of it. What omnibus of a street-level hero would you recommend? The question. The question. I'm not kidding. Luke Cage. Luke Cage is the question. But I will tell you that most people, if you're not offended easily, because it's a Max title, will probably say Alias, the Jessica Jones omnibus. Yeah, the other history. That's what I thought you were talking about, brother. Yes. Every time I hear Quasar mentioned, I get sad because I doubt an Omni will ever happen. You know, David was in the chat a couple of weeks ago when I was in Baltimore, and he said, "Ooh, Quasar, now that's a good idea." Cloak and Dagger, that's another series. Brother, I'm still waiting for that because we finally got the Ascender trades to wrap up, so we are waiting on that. Ask David for a new combined Secret Wars and 1 and 2 omnibus. Omar, please. No way, dude. That book would be huge. Secret Wars 2 was humongous. Like, I don't think they'll do that, honestly, just because, yeah, like I said, Secret Wars 2 was huge. Alias was my poop. Of course you would like that, Sean DeSook. Yeah, it was all right. Spider-Man versus Venom omnibus needs a reprint. Now you're going to throw your 2 cents in, Gabriel. It does. It does. I'm surprised they didn't reprint it. But then again, they can't reprint everything, right? In what comic was Renee Montoya was the question. Was it any good? Yeah, it all starts in the new 50, or I'm sorry, not new 52, the 52 pickup. So, like 52, the series after that's being reprinted next year with hopefully better binding. Because everybody's freaking first printing has fallen apart. That will pick up her becoming the question, which leads into the Blood Bible and oh my goodness, what's the one with Philip Tan? Pretty much Greg Rucka got to tell the story of Renee Montoya asked the question through a series of miniseries. Like DC would never give him an ongoing, but they were like, yeah, you can throw that story in there. Oh my gosh, what is the question? It's collected in the Final Crisis Omnibus. Redemption, I think it's what it's called. Final Crisis Redemption miniseries. So yes, those stories. Gohan, what was your question? I don't know. What was your question? There's a lot of questions, brother. Repeat your question. Omar, I need your help. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but Moon Knight is always a character I've always been interested in. I'm split on getting AMS 5 or Moon Knight with his original appearances. Dude, if you're a huge Spider-Man fan, that's a no-brainer. Pick up Spider-Man. And if you ever find the time or the money to get Moon Knight, go back to Moon Knight. Moon Knight's being reprinted next year anyway, so you got plenty of time. Hey, brother. Omar, I have a letter and something you sent to send you. Thank you so much, Ira. Yeah, our P.O. Box is near condition. P.O. Box, it's right here. And it's always in the description of each video. 1678, Versailles, Kentucky, 40383. Thank you, brother. One to look out for next year, Wonder Woman, Historia. All right. I'm looking for that. Any word if there'll be a Simpsons omnibus? I think that's a possibility, honestly. There's your question. Is the Ultimate Spider-Man released for January final? Oh, I did answer that question. Also, will Volume 2 come out next year? I can't answer Volume 2. I don't know about that one. But it looks like Ultimate Spider-Man has moved into the January slot. Hey, Omar, it's my birthday today, and I received Morrison's JLA. Thanks for the overview. Thank you, and a big happy birthday, my dude. Happy birthday, Jason. I'm mostly a Marvel guy, though. Are you planning on a 2022 full release show anytime soon? I guess I have to. Okay, so the last 3 episodes of the year, so I'll probably start on December 30th. December 30th will probably be my favorite reads of 2020. The 31st will be my favorite. Oh no, my favorite collected editions of 2020 is on the 30th. The 31st will be my favorite reads of 2020. Oh no, 2021. Oh my god, I can't even remember the year we're in. And then the upcoming collected editions I'm excited about in 2022 will be January 1st. By the way, Wayne is truly my last name. That's awesome. No. We're gonna get the SOULE stuff, man. We're gonna get that stuff, the omnibus. It's just the delays are just inevitable. Like there's no way not to avoid those, sadly. And it's everything, right? By the way, Wayne is truly my last name. All right, Dan Wayne. That's a cool name, man. Great, and thank you. And thanks for everything you guys do for all of us. Thank you, man, for watching. Amazing Spider-Man Volume 5 is on sale at IST for 50% off right now. Green Laser, thank you. Hey, Omar, are you reading Asterix and Obelix? I read the first volume, and I really loved it, and I need to go back to it. Because I have volumes 2 and 3. But paper cuts are the ones that were doing those. Omar, do we still not have Blueberry stuff over here yet? We don't, brother. Got a couple of, I think, Epic collection. Epic, when they were released through Epic. I think there were a total of 4 or 5 of those volumes that came out. And when I did interview Mark Waid, that's one of the things we both talked about, was like, that's our most wanted European thing to bring over to America. So maybe. What do you recommend from Merca Andolfo? Oh my gosh, I would recommend Unnaturals, but that one is adult material, and you want to stay away from adult material. What was the series called? Oh my gosh. What was that series called? Hold on one second. Let me look it up really quick. Mercy. I don't think that one. Let me just double check. Mercy. I don't think that one has adult material. Or is it erotic? I can't remember one of those. No, never mind. Stay away from Mercy. That one's also erotica, but it's got pretty artwork. I'll get back to me later because I can't think of one. Darkhawk Omnibus Volume 1 in 2022. I would love that. So is Mercy? I thought Mercy would be a good one, but didn't it have things? Oh, I read your question wrong. Oh, do I know why? I don't know why. Licensing, probably. A lot of it has to do with licensing. I don't remember any erotica in Mercy. Okay, good. So I was right. Mercy. That's the one I was thinking of. Omar, do you think Marvel will collect the rest of John Byrne's She-Hulk stuff following the Epic collection that's coming out next year? Yeah, in Epic format, absolutely. How many custom-bound books do you have? I'm working on custom by my own and got curious. Too many. Over 100. I have a lot. Messner Loeb's WW. That's Wonder Woman. I'd buy that. Oh, yeah. That's one of my most wanted omnis. Favorite modern X-Men and Spider-Man run? I really liked the Dawn of X era, man. The House and Powers of X was phenomenal. Spider-Man, Life Story, probably. But if you're talking about runs, Slot's run was ups and downs, though. I mean, to me, his magnum opus was Superior Spider-Man. So how do you top that? You can't top that. Spencer's run was dialogue heavy, but had its ups and downs. I just finished the volume that he ended his run in. I don't know. It's a hard one. Omar, will you be getting the hardcover Superman 78 and Batman 89 when they come out in summer 2022? I will. Does DC have enough material for another Jonah Hex Omnibus? They absolutely do. They do. Just a matter of when. Marvel started capped by Grunwald Omnis. Would Volume 1 go from 302 to 332 or to 350? I would love Volume 1 to go to 350. I think 350 would be too much because it would have to include all the annual stuff in there, the miniseries. Thank you so much, Kevin Connor, for the super sticker, my brother. Really appreciate it. It's a cup of coffee. What is that, a bird with a cup of coffee? I can't tell what that is. But honestly, I would love the All-Star Western, that kind of stuff. When will we get the updated collection tour? December. Next month will be the collected editions, and then my manga tour will be January. I have one last question to ask you. Not ever. What are your thoughts on the upcoming X-Men 97? I'm ready, brother. I'm ready. I just don't. I just hope they don't use the animation that they did for What If. Should I collect Venom and Epic or Omnibus? I have both the Miscellaneous Omnis. Up to you. It's up to taste. If you enjoy the artwork, if it's your favorite character and you've got the funds, then go for the Omnibus. They're all in print right as of this video. If you don't care about oversized artwork or money is an issue, the cheaper route would be the Epic collections. Yes. I have all 3 of the OHC Superior Spider-Mans and love that series so much. Incredible. I got so much hate. I honestly, that series, I don't think it got hate, did it? Because I know people love that series. I mean, they were hating on it before it started, yes, but after it was over, people realized what they were doing, and it was amazing. There's my birthday buddy. X-Men 97 will be exactly the same original animation. Now, that's some good news. How you doing, Sandra? I hope you've been doing well. Why'd you stop reading comics years ago, and what brought you back in the collecting world? Age, moving away, going to college, women, life. What brought me back? My world falling apart, and I needed some kind of anchor to hold me down. And comics, no matter how much they break your heart, they don't let me down. Can't stand the 97 X-Men Wolverine's voice. It's like Skeletor was a chain smoker. Hey, Omar, just showed up now, and sorry I've missed a few streams. It's okay, Joshua. Hope you've been doing well. I've been busy with my exams, and I have only one question. When are you going to make a Transformers IDW reading order? Do I need to do that? I mean, it's Volume 1 of Phase 2, Volume 1 of Phase 3. I guess I could throw in Marvel in there, Dreamwave, the UK stuff. Maybe I could do that. That would be kind of fun. I am excited for Obi-Wan Disney Plus series. Excited for it because I want to see the rematch between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. When will you announce Thor by Jason Aaron Volume 2? Look at you. What a question to answer. Because I don't know if it's coming out. I'm sure it will. Has IDW Phase 3 Volume 1 and New Series Volume 4 been delayed as nowhere can be... Nope. It came out in America. I will tell you this, though. Every single copy that Cheap Graphic Novels got from Penguin Random House was damaged. So that might be an issue, that they're getting damaged copies. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well, Sandra. It's been a minute since I've seen you. So I'm glad you're doing well. Other than... Hey, thank you for the super chat, brother. Torsten, other than what's already in planning, FF, X-Men, which characters would you like to see in an MCU movie of? Oh, Nova. I think Nova would make a great... I mean, Nova is the Green Lantern of the Marvel Universe. The Nova Corps getting destroyed, the World Mind coming to him. That would be awesome. And I love Richard Rider. He's my Nova. But I realize that, in movies and the MCU being progressive and all that, showing a diverse in cast, which, more power to them. That's cool. They'll probably use Sam Alexander. I just want a Nova movie. And I think it would make a really good movie. They could do Green Lantern justice by doing a proper Nova movie. So yeah, that's something I want, and then we can expand from there. We can make so much more of the Cosmics universe. Drove most people away from comics in the 90s. Bob Harris. It is weird, right, when you think of Bob Harris as the guy that was there when the comics were at its greatest, and I mean monetary wise, right? Breaking all kinds of selling records, and at its worst when the company was about to go, when Marvel was about to go bankrupt. Can you imagine being that guy that was there for the best of times and the worst of times? I know I'm a couple of years late, but I just started watching Daredevil on Netflix. The guy who plays Fisk is incredible. Yeah, he was. He also played Thor in Adventures of Babysitting. I hope they bring the cast back in the MCU. Oh, you don't... okay, I won't say anything. Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus. Are you going to do a look at the reprint? Yeah, as soon as I get it. I haven't gotten it. But yes, I'll do an overview of whatever company send me. Or whatever I end up buying and people have asked me to buy. Omar, if you had to choose, which universe would you live in? Marvel or DC? Now this, you as yourself with your family, you're not a part of any team or any. I'm not single. Ah, man, if you're gonna throw me into a fantasy world, I'm still married. I mean, yeah, being married with my wife and having no powers is still a fantasy, I guess. Marvel, because I have a chance of throwing myself out the window and having Rogue catching me. Worth it. Omar, do you think we'll ever get any Marvel Western series in Omnibus, such as Kid Cold, Two Gun Kid? So, I was talking about the, I know August 1961 is not everybody's cup of tea, but oh my gosh, the restoration they did on those made me wish for a Western Omnibus, like a, whether it's Rawhide Kid or the Two Gun Kid. Like, I would love to see that just restored and to come out in that type of paper that they used for August 1961. Saludos, Omar. Saludos, Jose. ¿Cómo estás, hermano? Man, PRH damaging everybody's books. And here's the other thing, too. It's not... I don't want to spread rumors because, things get escalated when videos come out or when people are talking about things like PRH damages because it's not everything, right? Like, I think it's smaller businesses that are getting their books damaged. It's not like, I haven't heard a word from CGN or IST talking about like their big damages, right? It's because they get orders in freight coming in, which is just a lot. So I don't want to start a rumor that PRH is damaging everything. But I can safely say that they weren't ready for collectors and what we expect of books not being damaged. I mean, they've been dealing in books, and they haven't really lived up to what they said. They said they were going to make their own comics or comic boxes, and they haven't done that yet. Hey, I'm late. What I miss? Omar, with the premiere of Immortal Hulk Volume 4 OHC, is Volume 5 on the horizon? Hope problems with Joe Bennett won't stop Marvel. I don't think they'll stop Marvel, man. I think they will come. I think that's one, because that will wrap up the series. Thank you so much. As someone who was a closeted lesbian in my teens, I relate to comics being there for you in some difficult time. Happy to know you're doing better. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And good on you. And I hope that comics made you who you are today, because as goofy and dorky as it sounds, comics helped make me who I am today. Like, the better parts of me come from the lessons that I've learned through these fictional characters. Hello, Omar from France. Sorry for my English. Don't ever apologize for your English, please. I love your videos. The quantity of American omnibus makes me dream compared to the U.S. But you guys get a lot of stuff over there, right? Like the Panini collections, all that stuff come out over there. I love that you're more disappointed that you're not single rather than you don't have superpowers in this. It's a fantasy, man. Come on. Omar, you can be single in the Ultimate Universe. You go to the underworld, sir. Ultimate Universe. I made it. What's up, James? How have you been, buddy? Did I miss the alien life form announcement? I hate you. I hate that. That's the first thing you brought up after I clicked your name. Omni reprints were absolutely need. A Daredevil by Frank Miller and Hawkeye by Matt Fraction. Omar, can people borrow your books? My trades, yes, of course. I've let. Dang it, my brother still needs to bring in my. I forgot about that. He still has my freaking X-Men. Thank you for reminding me. My hardcovers, probably Omnibus. You gotta be pretty close to me to borrow an Omnibus, and you gotta sign a waiver. I had no idea Thor was the Kingpin. Adventures in Babysitting is one of my favorite films. Mine too, man. Love him. Elizabeth Shue. Ooh, I had a mad crush on that woman. I think we all did back then. There was another guy for the best of times and worst of times. Ron Perlman. I do like Ron Perlman. Oh, I thought you were talking about Hellboy for a second. You're right. You're right. There is somebody like that. Exact same thing. If you're stuck in a DC world and you're having a tough stretch, just wait a couple of years and you'll be rebooted. That is a good thing. And then you can be rebooted single, huh? Boy, my wife's going to watch this later and be like, what's all this talk about being single, huh? What are you trying to say? Oh, yeah, Marvel Western Omnis. Here's a man of culture right here. Good taste. One day. OPB gets damaged books in. Yeah, I know. And my buddy at Diamond Breed Collectors also gets books in that are damaged because they come from UPS. Millie the Model Marvel Masterworks. When? I don't know, brother. Yo, Omar, Spider-Man Omnibus, GD Volume 6, when we can decide. I don't know if he'll have that title, brother. I doubt it, but, you know, I think they were happy with the sales of Volume 5. So maybe 6 will come sooner than what I think. Because when I think of Uncanny Volume 5 coming anytime soon, 4 years ago, I'd be like, no way. That'll come out in 5 years. Probably, I think early 2020, or as early as 2022, like late 2022 is when we'll get Uncanny 5. Great show. Currently reading Stern Spider-Man and wonder when does it get good. Oh, Steven, ouch, ouch. Oh, when he gets astride the Juggernaut story, I think that's when it gets freaking awesome. And you have the whole Hobgoblin saga in there, man. I want secrets. Reveal your secrets. All right, well, let's see. Stole a packet of like Marvel trading cards when I was in the 7th grade of the first series, like, and then I stole a box. I wasn't always a nice guy, man. Now I'm paying for my sins of the past. And it wasn't just that. We moved on to other things like cars after that. How does PRH not send out regular books damaged? SS. They've been doing that for years now. I don't know, man. I just told you a secret. You don't have to pay me for another one. Omar, why are you trying to ditch Melanie? I ain't trying to ditch my wife. I'm just saying. In an alternate reality, I guess I'll be married with kids. Thank you. What other Hanna-Barbera cartoon should get a retelling like the Flintstones? Didn't they do a Snagglepuss? Huckleberry Hound. I always like Huckleberry Hound. Oh, you know what they could do is the racing one. What's the racing one? The heck was that called? The Looney Racers, the Yoey Yahooies. Anybody help me out here, please? Hi, Omar. When will you review Justice League Dark? That will come out later today. Final Gunlight Omni, please. Look at that, man. Reveal your trade secrets. My Omnibus Heaven and trade secrets. I collect comics for my entire life and then sell a bunch of key issues to afford these things. That's pretty much the key secret. Thief. That was a good video game. Danny Brown. A lot of collectors are having live auctions to sell their back issues and double dips. Will you join? I don't know. I'm doing a live auction, I think on December the 5th, Sunday, December the 5th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that's more of a live auction with Dynamite. And it's not just Dynamite. It's everything. It's trade paperbacks, Marvel, DC, things like that. But I haven't thought about doing live auctions. I like paying things forward, man. It's weird. I'm a guy that grew up with nothing. Hence why I used to steal a lot of stuff. And I like paying things forward. So, Omar, what do you do when you don't get hooked by a story on a book or comic? Do you finish? You quit reading? Used to be a time when I would just finish it out and just for the sake of finishing it. But now I move on to something else, man. If the story isn't grabbing me, I move on to something else. Even if it's a story that everybody's like, oh, why haven't you read it? Wacky Racist. That's it. That was it. They did Wacky Races. They did Wacky Races. Thank you, everybody. Look at all you Wacky Racer fans. Who was in charge of Wacky Races? I actually want a Simpsons Omnibus. I think it'd be cool. Omar, if I were to send you and Melanie the complete series of Alpha on DVD, what would your reaction be? I don't know, man. Can we have a fire in here without the risk of my books catching on fire? Omar, what will come first? Uncanny X-Men Volume 5 or some other name? Or Classic X-Factor? Just want to know how those early X-Factor issues will be handled. The suspense is killing me. I think we'll get Uncanny 5 first. And then maybe a prelude to the Massacre, which will have those early X-Factor issues. That's just me. I don't know if that's what's going to happen or not. Hey, don't know if this will be asked, if this has been asked or not, but you think we'll get a reprint of Nightfall Volume 3? Yes, I know we will, but it's just a matter of waiting around. Do you think Black Mirror would ever be collected into an omnibus? That's hard to tell because that is the end of the pre-New 52 era, and it's also the end of Dick Grayson being Batman. I don't know how they would even put that into an omnibus, honestly. It's a good story. Absolute edition. I missed that. I should have gotten that. Omar, you'll be married in the 616 universe and single in the Ultimate universe. Problem solved. Oh, man. If you're single in a comic universe, it will probably mean you will stay that way. That's true. That's true. Maybe I don't want that. I could read a comic that's literally just about you throwing yourself out the window several times, hoping that Rogue will catch you. Especially if you just live on the first floor. Yeah, man. That's the kind of stuff I would do. I'd put myself in danger. I'd be like, when's the next big superhero fight? Just for that small chance. Are there books that have been on your reading list forever but never got around to reading them? I actually, I just pulled out my reading list a couple of days ago to see the books that I need to read for the rest of this year. Like I need to wrap up Monster, and I'm wrapping up the Eddie Gain book. But yes, there are a lot of books on my reading list that have been there for a couple of years now, and I never got around to reading them. And usually they turn out to be the best, my favorite reads of the year. They did do a Wacky Races. It was Mad Max style world. That's awesome. All right, then I'll stick with Huckleberry Hound. They haven't done Huckleberry Hound, have they? What issues would Uncanny X-Men Omnibus Volume 5 cover? Well, there's a debate. We actually mapped it out. That was our very first Map My X. There was a huge fight between how they would handle it. I think how they would do it. I said there's enough material for 2 Omnis between Uncanny 4 and Mutant Massacre. The rest of my friends were like, no, they'll just make it really fat and make it 1. I beg to differ. They forgot about the X-Tax. Dick Grayson Batman Omnibus. Throw everything that's not Morrison in there. Okay, that's good. That's actually a good idea, brother. Based on the Met My X episode, and after thinking it over, I think Uncanny 5 will be Masterworks 12 and 13 combined. Yeah, they have to have that Longshot in there, right? But I think Longshot would be in the prelude to the Massacre. X-Men 97 needs to adapt Onslaught in their first season. Perfect 90s 5. Oh my gosh. Ultimate Universe. You could be with Jean Grey while everybody else. Yeah, she was a little different, wasn't she? Day Tripper Volume 2. Omar dies every day throwing himself out the window. But you forgot, man. The point was to try to get caught by Rogue. It's worth it. Or Storm. One of them girls. My luck could probably be Cyclops that catches me every time. Be like, man, get your hands off me, Cyclops. I don't need you catching me, dude. Will House of X, Powers of X ever be collected in the deluxe edition? I'm a big fan of big books. Well, it is already in deluxe edition. It is an oversized hardcover. But if you mean an omnibus format, I don't know. That's been the question on a lot of people's minds. Like, how are they going to do this era after a few years? If it ever comes out in omnibus format, I think it'll be a few more years for this era. Because right now they have the trades and they have the oversized hardcovers coming out. So I say it'll be some time. Panini are very slow about omnibus, but we have just Marvel Omnibus, anything in other franchise. But you guys also have beautiful editions of some manga that I wish we had here. There's some beautiful editions. That's the first time I ever saw Berserk in hardcover format was when I was traveling in France and in Spain. and I fell in love. And you all have Phoenix in hardcover format. Actually, all the Tezuka stuff is in hardcover format. Was still waiting for the Red Hood Omnibus Volume 2. That's one that I have a custom bound of because I didn't think they would ever finish it, but I think they probably will. Longshot is already in Masterworks Volume 13. Yes, but I think Longshot, for me anyway, would have to be moved into the prelude to the Massacre. Because you want to keep that right before the Massacre, because Longshot don't appear in the Massacre until... No, no, I'm sorry, not that. Annual number 10. You want to keep that in the prelude to the Massacre. Hey, Omar, have you read anything by Aniki Bill? Yes, I have. Probably the greatest comic book creator ever. Yes. Oh my gosh. I need to do my favorite non-American comics or my favorite non-American graphic novels, and you will see that name on there. Enki Bilal. Is that how you pronounce it? It was in Spain where the Berserk hardcovers were when I saw those. Custom binds. What do you do with the cardstock covers? Ditch them or keep them? Keep them. Panini UK recently published a Captain Britain omnibus, which is slightly smaller than the traditional omnibus. I actually prefer them slightly smaller. That's a first. That's cool, Dan. I saw pictures of it. Somebody sent me pictures of the book. I saw the spine. It has a different logo. Looks really cool. What's up, Josh? How you doing, buddy? I saw a question here from you earlier. I'm trying to get to. Where is it? Well, I'll get to your second question. Also, when are we going to get the Omnibus, a.k.a. The Simpsons? A lot of people have been asking me about that. That would be cool. You know, Marvel does have the rights to it now. David Gabriel said anything about Spectacular Spider-Man Omnibus pictures you sent him. He did. He said those are smaller than the way we would make them. I don't know what that means. The schedule's so messed up at the moment, I just stopped keeping track of releases. I think that's the best, honestly, for the best. Morning, Omar. Finally catching a live stream in a while. Picked up Berserk Book 1 based on everyone always saying how good it is. Well, then I hope you enjoy it, and that's what's important. Have you heard Yodo is going to have Incal turn into a movie? Yes, with Waititi, right? Like he's doing it. So that Jodorowsky. Trying to pronounce it like Latin American interviews I saw him in, and it's interesting to see the different ways that his name is pronounced. So I just think the Yodo. Because it's funny getting corrected from people in Europe, and then the people in Latin America are like, but that's the way we pronounce it. So y'all figure that out. Fight amongst yourselves. I'll be here in the middle where you usually find me. I haven't read Volume 2 of Mao yet. There's a moment characters in it that made me think of you. Ooh, I can't wait then. I love that series. I love Rumiko Takahashi. I'm glad that they're bringing back a lot of her Rumik theater too. I just came. Sorry I'm late. What'd I miss? Not a lot, man. Not a lot. You haven't missed a lot? Just a lot of questions being asked. You can always hit the rewind button. I would totally buy those Domnibus. Dope! I'm trying to pronounce it. Domnibus. Is there a popular series that you didn't enjoy as much as everyone else? Yes. I always am really careful how I answer this because there are people that are really passionate about this hobby that get personally offended if you don't enjoy something that they did. It's just, you know, it's part of fandom. But yeah, I don't think, I mean, the Bendis stuff, I think people really love that. I'm not a fan of. But the one that I think, I don't know if a lot of people know or not, is V for Vendetta. I didn't enjoy V for Vendetta. And I know that is regarded as one of the greatest books of all time. I will say I've only read it twice, and I just got the absolute oh my gosh, the beginning of the year, so maybe I'll give it another shot. But yeah, that's one that I really didn't enjoy that people seem to love. Like, That's from DC. From Marvel, what's the series from Marvel that I'm like, it was okay, or I don't get the praise for this. I'm trying to think. What's a series from Marvel that a lot of people really enjoy that I was like, I don't know about this. I mean, there's several that I'm like, this was okay, but I didn't really hate. I'll have to come back and think on that one. Trouble. Nobody likes Trouble, man. Not even the creator. V for Vendetta is my favorite comic of all time. See what I mean? I'm sorry, man. I'll try again. How dare he? I will burn everything to the ground. Wait, I haven't read that. Well, all the books delays. What delay hurt you the worst? Oh, well, New Warriors Volume 2, baby? No, not X-Men Onslaught. X-Men Onslaught, but at least X-Men Onslaught had some of what I consider good art, because it's all subjective, right? What? You didn't like Chuck Austin's X-Men run? I actually like the fact when people stand up for Chuck Austin's X-Men run. I like talking to those people that are like, hey, I liked it because of this, and I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome that everybody has a difference of opinion, right? You don't have to follow the trend of what everybody else likes. There's a lot of books I recommend to people that I can see people coming back going, yeah, man, you know what? That wasn't that good. All this talk of Annihilation Conquest or Amazing Spider-Man by JMS or all this Uncanny X-Men crap you throw at me, not that good. So I'm really quick, like on my overviews, I stay in the middle. I try not to say, oh, this is too awesome or this was crap, and let the people judge it on the premise of the stories and the artwork. My job is just to throw what it looks like out there. You could say V for Vendetta as a product of its time. But, I mean, a lot of comics were back then. You could say Watchmen was a product of its time, too. Right? But there's things from Watchmen that still stand true to this day. Good, let the hate flow through you. I'm trying to be more like my buddy Omnidog. You know, that man has no hate in his body except for drowning books in root beer. I can't remember the list of books. House of M. That's probably one of my... Oh, Ultimate Spider-Man. There. I'm not a fan of Ultimate Spider-Man, but people really love it. People want Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus. Omnibus Volume 2. Give me all the Omnibus Ultimate Spider-Man. And I'm just like, it was okay. I think there are better books out there that deserve the Omnibus treatment, but you all like it, so I don't, it's not about me. It's what you guys want. Yeah, so for anybody that has ever thought that I had all the pulls at Marvel saying, okay, this is what you should reprint. That's not true at all. It's what you all want. Worst X-Men comic of all time. I read them all. There's a lot. Peter Milligan's run, Brian Michael Bendis' run, and Chuck Austin's run, to me, are the three worst runs of X-Men. Didn't Walt say he hasn't received any damages from PR Edge? He must be good. He must have good luck. Isn't Walt still ordering from Diamond UK too, though? I could be wrong. The delay that annoyed me the most was Captain Britain by Chris Claremont. But that will be, worth the wait. Omar hates V for Vendetta and America. No, it was America Chavez, and I didn't use the word hate. I said it wasn't that good. It wasn't for me. If you could choose a DC character that would get a Batman treatment, who would you choose? You mean it's like being as popular as Batman? Aquaman by Peter David or Supergirl by Peter David? Hey, Omar, speaking of unpopular opinions, David Michelinie's Spider-Man run never appealed to me. It didn't appeal to a lot of people. That's not one that like people hype up. Like most of it is hyped up because of McFarlane's art and Eric Larson's artwork and then Mark Bagley's artwork. Peter David's run is hit or miss for me, at least. You are entitled to your opinion, as wrong as you are. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, I've actually, a friend of mine messaged me. I bought him the Peter David Hulk Omnibus Volume 1 because he's a big Hulk guy. And he was like, yeah, man, I couldn't get into this. And I said, man, stick with it. Stick with it a little longer. I promise the payoff is great. You get to Joe Fix-It. When you get, there's a certain thing that happens to Hulk that you'll appreciate. And yeah, he read about halfway through it and he couldn't dig it. So it happens, man. It happens. Let's see here. Best modern X-Men and Spider-Man run. I think I answered that earlier, didn't I, Dennis? Omar, I watched your overview of the Nocturnals Omnibus. What did you actually think of the book? Is it worth buying? The art is so good, like Ross's type of art. It's a fun book. I mean, honestly, I've read it cover to cover. So probably a 6.5 out of 10 for me. Nothing groundbreaking, but just a fun group of characters. I'm going to start reading X-Men, but most of it is out of print. What about Wolverine Goes to Hell? Can you get Wolverine Omnibus Volume 1 when that's being restocked? I thought he said he had been lucky with damages in your interview. I could be wrong. I'll double check. I thought he had some stuff. I was expecting the Man of Steel Volume 4 delayed. That would hit Omar the worst. It's not an omnibus. New Warriors, man. That's the book I got made for me. I get one book every couple of years. And I got New Warriors Volume 2 and it's delayed. Oh, well. 6 out of 10 equals a good Batman. As good as Batman. Another unpopular opinion. Both have their ups and downs, but overall, I think the X-Men movies are better than the MCU movies. Honestly, I love the X-Men 1 and 2 was freaking awesome. I loved it, man. Hello, Brazil Leo Online. What's up, Brazil? How you doing? Any Iron Man Omni reprints coming? Nothing. Like, seriously, Iron Man, for some reason, is a tough sell, whether it's the Silver Age, whether it's the Modern Age, or whether it's the 80s stuff. Like, for some reason, they just can't get Iron Man to sell. So, honestly, I'm surprised they haven't done a run of, like, Matt Fraction's run with Salvador La Roca's artwork. Reprint them and rebrand them as an omnibus. Because we got 2 oversized hardcovers of that era. Or even the Brian Michael Bendis stuff that, people still love Brian Michael Bendis. Surprised they didn't do those. Is it worth getting the deluxe Sin City? Like, you gotta really love Sin City, brother. Because that's going to be an expensive set. Because I want to say each one is about $100. Did he get to the Wolverine issues of Hulk with the McFarlane art? That's one of the... Oh, Ground Zero. Yeah, he did. He got to Ground Zero. I just didn't... He liked the art, and he liked the story. He just said it wasn't for him. Logan is one of my favorite movies, superhero or otherwise. That's awesome. I'm glad you liked it. How late will you be, Omar? In another 3 years when Wolverine Omnibus Volume 7 gets announced. Man, that's stuff that I think I've only read once, and that was good enough for me, but I'll be happy. Yeah, it's Wolverine. It's my favorite character. To have a Volume 1 through 7 on my shelf. What a beautiful world, even though it's on an alternate reality. All right, just join the chat. If David happens to already be here or may surprise us, could you ask about the possibility of it? Kirby 2001 is one of my most wanted gallery editions. That's on my list. ASO collection. My pitches are a Devil Dinosaur 2001 Machine Man Omni and a 2001 Treasury edition. Hardcover. Treasury, I think, would be better. I would love a Quasar Omnibus. I would too. Hot take. Best way to save money as a comic book reader? Do not read X-Men and related books. Absolutely. Too many series, right? Stick to something small that has stick to Alpha Flight. I always bring up Alpha Flight because I think Alpha Flight spun off into a mini and then that was it. Nothing really huge happened to Alpha Flight and everything. Every time they tried to bring it back, it got canceled. Thank you so much, brother. I really like the Thor review. Best part, the totally spontaneous mommy corrects you too. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that too. Let's get to 60,000 subs before the end of 2021. Oh, thank you. I think we're at 54 right now. That would be cool, but it's no rush, man. I love the gradual growth, right? It's not crazy, and it keeps me grounded. And I like that. It keeps me who I am. And honestly, I don't think I'd ever change. I mean, we're over 50,000 and I'm still the same dork that you all been listening to over the last few years. But I like the gradual growth. It's awesome. But thank you so much, brother. Omar, please push for a huge Mutant Massacre Omnibus prelude. Dude, I'm serious, y'all. It's the X-Men. If there's enough for 2 volumes, they're gonna milk that cash cow. They're gonna give us 2 because they know we'll buy it. They know we'll buy it because it's X-Men. I'm guilty of it. In your opinion, Omar, is it worth getting the Age of Apocalypse companion? Man, okay, so long before Marvel started sending me stuff, I bought it. And the reason I bought it was because I'm a freaking completist. And the reason I needed it was because it had the X universe and the was it Chronicles, I think? Whatever X-Men Unlimited, and then the 2 issues with the rest of the universe, what they were doing, that were all being led by Gwen Stacy, and beautiful artwork by Carlos Pacheco. But that was the reason why I bought it. For those 4 issues, I bought an omnibus. I'm that stupid. I'm stupid enough to buy the Death and Return of Superman because it had the fold-out pages. Is it worth it? Absolutely not. No, you got to be out of your mind. You got to have, like, something wrong with you if you're up. I think I did a video on double dipping, and I think my Death and Return of Superman, counting the single issues, I bought 7 times. Trade paperbacks. 3 omnis. If the 4th omnibus printing that's coming out has an extra issue, I'm stupid enough to buy it. I'm that guy. Don't ask me questions like this because more than likely I'll tell you to buy it. But if I'm honest with you, you don't need it. You don't need it. Okay? Would you ask, like, so do you need it? No. Does Omar need it on his shelf? Absolutely, 100%. So, good afternoon. Do you believe that the demand for comics will decrease over time? Because here in Brazil, as a child, is far from buying comics due to the high price and lack of internet access. Ooh, there's always been a fear of this, whether it was in the 90s, in the early aughts, when I worked at a comic book store over 20 years ago. There was always this fear of less and less kids showing up at comic book stores. And I remember a theory by one of my old friends, Dennis, who told me, he was like, the cost of a comic book should be 3 times the amount of a candy bar. So if a candy bar is 25 cents, the comic book should be 75 cents here in America. If a candy bar is $1, a comic book should be $3. Now comics are $4 to $5. Candy bars about $1, $1.25, but it's just it's hard to keep the next generation going. So I'm glad we have things like trade paperbacks and collected editions and the Comixology and the Marvel app, because that will keep the next generation continuing this legacy that we leave to them. Of course, I think the demand for comics will decrease over time. Just like everything else, like physical video games, physical movies. I do think that comic books will be the last thing that will go away in physical format. We will always have collectors in this world. We will always have collectors, whether they're collecting shoes or whether they're collecting cars or whether I don't know who's got that much money, or comics. So there will always be a demand for something physical. And comics, I think, will be the last thing to go outside of the video games and movies, right? Outside of toy collecting. That's just my 2 cents. What was the book in the thumbnail next to the Darth Vader? That was the X-Men. Oh, this right here. This just came in the mail. The Hellfire Gala. This is the standard edition. Melanie took the direct market cover that I really liked. So I'll probably be giving that one away sometime when we do our giveaway. Hey, Omar, do you think Marvel will reprint Dark Avengers OHC as an omnibus? I think that will come. That will come sometime. Yeah, man. Says you, I'm getting buried in all my books. That, my man. That's right. I've partly given up on comics. Mostly just read manga because they have great writing. I love manga. But if ever anybody has been collecting manga, you miss on a volume of a manga and you wait 2 years to get it, the amount of money people ask for, brother. Do you sometimes think of shrinking your collection? Yeah, from time to time. Yo, man, look, here's the thing. My wife and I have different mentalities. My wife is crazy and wants to get a tiny house. And I said, look, I'm from a third world country. The last thing I want to do is that Pluck? Is your avatar Pluck? That's awesome. Okay, back to what I was saying. My wife, she started watching these videos on tiny houses, and I was like, no, we're not living like that. I live in America. I I want a bigger house with more crap. That's the American way. When the tiny houses start becoming a thing. No offense to anybody that has a tiny house, by the way. More power to you. I don't know how you keep a collection if you have a tiny house. Pluck, man. I remember. It's too late for falling Catwoman. Let me tell you something, man. It's never too late for a falling Catwoman gift. Classic. Practical effects, man. That's what we need to come back. None of this CG nonsense. I'm sad we don't have Brooks variants for Red Carpet Edition. The Red Carpet Edition, yeah, it's Daughterman, right? That would have been a good one. Jumping in late to say, how you doing, Joachim? Hope everything is good. Job hunting like crazy. Good luck, brother. Where's the best place I can sell collected editions? Join a Facebook group or a Reddit group or Craigslist. If you and if you want to get rid of stuff, get rid of it this year, because next year will be the big tax hike for everybody that's selling things. And Uncle Sam's going to come after you if they see $600 or more on your PayPal that's coming for goods and services. We can't avoid that, man. You'll be paying 30 to 35% on that. So sell now if you're going to sell. Dear Santa Claus, please make a Marvel release that Road to Onslaught Omnibus. I hated that era, but I'd buy it. Oh my gosh, yes. Comic Swap, that was the Reddit place. Tiny houses, welcome to Britain. Yeah, y'all got those tiny. But she's talking about like a tiny house where like the kitchen turns into the bathroom, and I'm like, that's nasty. Why would you do this? Just curious. I'm really digging Vampire Hunter D Omnibus. Are they making more? Can't find any news about it. I haven't seen them in the solicitation. I'm sure they will. They printed the whole thing already in the smaller formats, and those are easy to find. They're cheap. I wish they would keep continuing with the manga, though. The manga that adapted from the books. They're so good. Speaking of some out-of-print manga volumes, a worker in my Barnes & Noble said the volumes of a series that have out-of-print volumes just sit and rot on the shelves. They wish that the out-of-print volumes would be reprinted. Yep. That's what happens, man. There are some manga volumes I'm missing that have, like, go for $700 for one volume. It's insane. Yeah, I read Freefall comics. The Hawkeye Freefall. It was fun. I liked it. What are your opinions on Frank Miller's Ronin? I'm surprised WB hadn't attempted to make that into an animated film. Dug it, man. I mean, the man borrowed heavily, and he tells you straight up, you know, Lone Wolf and Cub. So, what's not to like? I loved it. Best time when you start reading Spider-Man? You can't go wrong with... Let me take that back. If you can read the Silver Age stuff, and you're okay with that kind of writing, then you cannot go wrong with Volume 1 of Spider-Man. If you're into the more modern stuff, the JMS Spider-Man is a great jumping on point, or the other Spider-Man omnibus that came out, probably the Spider-Man by McKelvie and Todd McFarlane. You just had to rub it in, didn't you, James? Did you get the Demon Slayer box set? No. Freaking Amazon lost my copy, man. I had to go all Yolanda on them, which is the Spanish version of Karen, for those that don't know, and get my copy. It was a nightmare, man. So I hope to get it this month or this week. Let's hit that like button before we leave. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. It's almost that time, right? Don't forget the time, or Melanie will tell it you. Yes, she will. Yes, she will. Yell at me. She'll yell at me, not tell at me. You corrected it. Yes, yell at you. Can you recommend a good Reddit community for buying comics in Europe? That Comic Swap. Seriously, that's the one I used to use. Omar, are we going to get a Hulk by Peter David companion omnibus? I hope so, or a volume 5. Gently caress that like button, please. Yes, gently caress it. You don't have to smash it. Iron Man or Avengers? Love coming. The Avengers? Yeah. Humble Bundle has a deal right now. Yeah, they do. I saw that for Lone Wolf and Cub, Crying Freeman, Lady Snowblood, Path of the Assassin, and Samurai Executioner. I know, PDF, but a lot of out-of-print comics. Man, I'd love to see those collected in hardcover. I love all of those. I'd love to send you a copy of my comic series. Man, yeah, send it over, brother. We have a P.O. Box, New York Edition, P.O. Box 1678, Versailles, Kentucky, 40383, if you want to send us a physical copy of it. Play some easy listening music for that like button. The Secret Wars Omnibus coming out in 2022? No, sir. Not that I've seen. Bruce Jones Hulk Omnibus. We can make that happen. Could you do a video of books to read featuring animals? Oh, yeah. You want to see that? I can do that, man. Yeah. You should do a Hawkeye reading order. That would be pretty quick considering... Oh, we are getting a Hawkeye Epic Collection Volume 1. That would make it easier. Dean, never took you for a Bendis fan, but good on you. Yolanda y la Chacla Voladora. Can you turn up the saxophone, please? You can hear my Kenny G? I didn't think that was possible. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me. This has been a lot of fun. Even though I was rolling solo, don't forget to check out cheapgraphicnovels.com. Tell them Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They should be having a Black Friday sale, but I'll be touching base with Max to make sure that's actually happening. Tune back every day. Hit that like button on your way out. Thank you all so much. And everyone stay healthy and safe out there. Okay? Much love, everybody. Much love. Oh, I hadn't end the broadcast yet.